Okay, little quick update for you guys. Today is going to be the full day of eating as well as a chest and back workout. For chest, I'm not going to go heavy at all because I strained my pec doing bench because I just was maxing too often. But yeah, we're going to go through every single meal, and y'all already saw my supplements that I take. That was potassium, and that's just to help like de-bloat my face to get the water out of there, just because I like to have a leaner looking face because I struggle with that. And then beta carotene, that's just for better skin complexion because I'm naturally pale and splotchy. So, and then the last one was probiotic gummies. I had extremely bad gut health because of years of like prolonged terrible diets and all that. So, but now that I fixed it, it's getting better over time. But it's like very, very sensitive, like change ups in the amount of salt or sugar or anything like that I eat. It'll just cause me to like bloat super bad, like hold on to water, just terrible reactions. So I'm taking those as well as eating pineapple because I think pineapple's like a natural digestive enzyme. But we're also sipping on some Diet Right. If you guys have any kind of like stomach issues and you can't like handle artificial sweeteners or something like that, please look into Diet Right. Holy balls, this stuff tastes like any other diet soda brand, but it's just like I don't bloat at all. It's crazy. I've never realized that this is how people that don't have any reactions drink soda. Like I drink it, my stomach doesn't get any bigger, I burp and everything like that, and it tastes good, but like I don't like start farting and I don't like start getting, you know, whatever. So but anyways, it is like maybe 20 degrees out here right now, so I'm freezing and my hands are starting to turn like red and pinkish. So I'm gonna cut inside. I'm not going to probably say what the meal is because there's a roommate in there sleeping, so I'm just gonna like put the numbers of the macros of the meal, and then I will I'll catch you guys at the next meal after class because I have one class today. Hooray! But yeah. Peace. All right, we're out of class, so we're gonna eat our pre-workout meal because today is chest and back. So one thing with the new diet is the extreme surplus of carbs. I'm eating around like 500 grams of carbs a day. So the pre-workout meal is just gonna be only carbs. It'll be a little bit of fast-acting carbs. Don't ask me what that means because I really don't know the full reason. I just hear that eating like super sugary stuff is better before workout because it hits your, I don't know, bloodstream faster, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, this has some sugar in it and carbs, and it tastes really, really freaking good. So I'm gonna eat it. You just put it in the toaster. And then we are going to throw in some of this Welch's jam. This stuff is so good. It's just like pure sugar though. So it's not good for you at all. Don't like ask me if this is healthy or not. It's not at all. This is a super unhealthy meal, but it's sugary, it's sweet. It should make me feel super good. We're gonna knock this meal out, and then I will see y'all in the gym after I mix up my pre. But yeah, today's lift should be pretty dang good. And just in case you guys wanted the measurements, I did 2 servings of this, so 100 calories, 26 grams of carbs, 20 grams sugar, so that's pretty good. Just spread it out on here. Whoa, fiddle focus. Spread it out on here, and then listen to this dang crunch. Oh, listen to this dang crunch. Okay, we're here at the gym. All right, we have our pre-mixed up. This is glycerol, pump, and creatine, and a little bit of Origin pre-workout that has caffeine in it. Excuse me. We're we'll go ahead and chug this up real fast. Use code Banksy at Helamix for a discount and to support me, to help me drop out of college and become a full-time, I don't know, full-time fake homeless person hired by the government. Okay. Since this video is the full day of eating, I'm gonna go ahead and answer, and I'm not gonna ramble this time. I'm gonna answer every single question that I can think of and lay it all out as simple as possible on a full guide on like how to cut, how to bulk, what to eat, how do you know how much to eat, when should I eat, how should I train, how hard should I train, when should I train, when should I do cardio, how much cardio, what kind of cardio, what supplements do I take. Okay, we'll start with the very beginning. What do you eat? How do you find out how much you eat and what do you eat? So the simplest way to put this is look up a TDEE calculator on Google, anywhere actually. Just look it up. There's like 1,000 different kinds. Click on any of them. They're just gonna be a calculator. All you do is you input your height, weight, age, and activity level. Some of them will ask you for your body fat percentage, but I would not even put that in unless you like actually know what it is. But that's the thing, is body fat is such a, you know, kind of wishy-washy subject because people don't really know how lean they actually are. They always overestimate and underestimate. Anyways, you put those in, make sure to be humble on your activity level. If you sit around all day, don't put like, oh yeah, I freaking exercise 4 to 5 times a week. And the same thing, don't underestimate. If you go to the gym every single day of the week and you do cardio 3 to 4 times a week, your activity is really high. It's not low at all. So anyways, it'll spit out some number. The number it's gonna give you is not 100% accurate. You're not just gonna eat that number and be like, oh my gosh, that's my maintenance. You're gonna have to play around, but it's just good to have a ballpark estimate. That's why it's helpful. So now you're gonna have to start tracking your calories. Yeah, a bunch of lazy bums always will DM me. No hate though, because everybody needs to make a transformation. I did it at one time. But a bunch of lazy bums will DM me. Yo bro, what'd you do? I haven't been losing weight, blah, 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 blah. The first question, like I almost always ask, are you tracking your calories? And like 99% of the time it's, no, I'm not tracking my calories. I understand. It's a lot of work. Not only, you know, like physically, you have to like weigh all your stuff out and it's gonna be time consuming. It's not even time consuming. I'm just making an excuse for you guys. But the biggest one is the mental strain. Like some people really, really struggle with the idea of weighing their food because it's become such fear-mongered now that like weighing your food, you have like an eating disorder. That's not true. Throw that mentality into the garbage and buy yourself a food scale. It's like 20 bucks at Walmart. Get one for the whole family. If you know, because a lot of my audience is like high schoolers or middle schoolers. Get one, you know, ask your mom or ask your dad when they're at the grocery store, hey, will you pick up a food scale? Or pick one up for, you know, if you have a job and you make minimum wage, work 3 hours at work to go buy a food scale. Boom, you're good. But yeah, once you have a food scale, then now that you know how much you should eat, well, you have a number. And if you want to bulk, then obviously, well, the first thing you should do is you should eat that number. You should, whatever foods you're eating now and the foods I'll get to in a second, basically eat that many calories and you track your weight. You track your weight at the exact same principles, okay? Every single morning when you wake up, fasted with no water and no food, you just roll out of bed and you're shriveled up and small and tiny and frail, you get on the scale. And you weigh yourself every single day, or every single couple of days. It doesn't matter. You just make sure you weigh yourself often. What that's going to do is that's going to track your progress weight-wise, obviously. So, excuse me again. Those burps are nasty. It's in the carbonation. I swear I'm not gross. Anyways, once you find your weight, you're just going to track it over time, eating the same number of calories. And obviously, if your weight goes up, that means that you're eating too many calories. If your weight goes down, that means you're eating too little calories. So what do? You adjust it as you want. But the biggest thing that people are starting to finally understand nowadays is deficits and surpluses need to be very, very small. There is literally, like when people always say do a 500 calorie surplus, that can be dangerous for some people because they don't track as like pinpoint accurate as others. And so a 500 could actually be 700, or 500 could be 1,000 if you suck balls at tracking. And the same could be said for the opposite. You could be fear-mongered into believing, like, let's say you track something that's like, you know, a non-weighable. You don't weigh it, like some ketchup. I don't know what I just said, some ketchup. And you squirt some ketchup on there, and like you squirt maybe 2 grams of it, but in your head you convince yourself it's like so much because you're scared to add too many calories. Whatever. Make sure you weigh your stuff. It'll be really, really annoying at first, and then over time it'll be just like butter. It'll be super duper easy. So if you want to bulk, do a 100 to 200 calorie surplus. I know there's gonna be people like, oh, I did 300, I'm fine. I did 500, I'm lean. I did 100, I'm awesome as well. I did 50 calorie surplus, I gained muscle as well. Okay, that's fine. But I'm just saying a number to where a large majority of people that like to have weight loss or weight gain mapped out, it's mapped out for you. You just follow the plan. That's all you gotta do, just follow it. I'm making a guide, you just follow it. There's no confusion or like, oh my gosh, this person said this person. This is going to work. It's like, unless you have some crazy genetic disorder, like not even then, it should always still work. But anyways, oh, it's a cute dog. For bulk, 100 to 200 calorie surplus. For cut,
100 to 200 calorie deficit. You should also be doing cardio all the time, whether you're on a bulk or a cut. Not every single day. Now, if you're like cutting to prep for a show, some people do it every single day for hours or 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And obviously, you know, if you're not on a show, that doesn't mean do cardio once a week. The golden rule for me, 3 to 4 times a week, 15 to 30 minutes of low intensity cardio. That's like perfect. You can adjust that number as is, depending on how tired it makes you, how much it impacts your workouts, how slow the progress is. If you're cutting and you're just like not noticing body fat, then increase the cardio a little bit. The calories should come second. Okay, you should do your cardio and then you should drop the calories second, because calories are really important. Like, they're going to give you energy for recovery, pumps, strength, energy, sleep, hormones, literally everything. Like, the more calories and the more food and more nutrients you're providing to your body, the better you're going to feel, even if it's like really bad foods, if that makes sense. So now you know how many calories you should eat, you know how to bulk and how to cut. Now let's get, what foods do you eat and what macro percentages do you do? For macro percentages, I recommend for protein in between 0.7 grams per pound of body weight to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. There's a lot of, this is going to be Dunning-Kruger effect, so I'm just going to be blurting out what I've seen online. So you can come at me in the comments and be like, oh, there's a study right here that I saw. But summed up with what I've seen, going past 1 would only be necessary, and at most go to like 1.2 per pound when you're in an extreme deficit for like a show. When you're getting down to like the single digit body fats, which like probably 0 of you watching this are. Maybe 1 of you has done it before, or 2 of you have done it before, and you actually know, like, yeah, you got to keep your protein high because you want to maintain your muscle. But 0.7 grams to 1. Literally just adjust that number with how scared you're going to be to lose muscle. If you're like, oh my gosh, I'm really scared to lose muscle, eat 1 gram per pound. If you're like, man, I'm lazy, I'll be fine if like I lose maybe 1/4 of a pound of muscle over my cut, I'll just do 0.7. You're going to have way more fun probably, because you're going to be able to eat way more carbs. And your buddy who does 1 is going to have to eat less carbs. Okay, now you know how much protein you should eat. How much fat should you eat? 0.3 to 0.5 grams per pound of body weight. Never go below 0.3. You need fats. Fats are good for hormone health. Think of it that way. Like, try to place your macronutrients in like a game tier. You need protein because protein is like your armor, and like your protein is like, you know, how sharp your sword is. Your fats is like the oil that goes in your, like, you know, your armor to make it not rust and to make it not wither away, to make it shiny and polished. Your carbs is going to be, you know, how fast you can swing your sword and how quickly you can recover after a battle. Like, you know, I'm trying to like put it into an analogy to make people understand, because the words have been fear-mongered so badly in like the bodybuilding industry that it's just, I feel so bad. Like, I talk to my mom or my dad or my stepdad, and they have such a like an old school mentality, like, oh, fats are bad, or carbs are bad, carbs make you fat. Like, just, oh, it's way more complex than that. And it's not as simple as like just one piece of information. So anyways, 0.3 to 0.5. I do 0.3 because I like to have more room for carbs. I'll get to this in like right now, actually. You can do 0.5 if you want to. You might feel a difference. I don't know. I've always done 0.3. So now, the biggest thing by far, you already know how many calories you eat. You already know how much protein you eat. You already know how much fat you eat. Literally put them in a calculator. Just type, I did this like 3 weeks ago when I changed the diet. Put them in a calculator. Do your body weight times 0.3. Do your body weight times 0.7 or 1 or whatever. You're going to get a number. So for every gram of fat, there's 9 calories. For every gram of carb or protein, there's 4 calories. Okay, now you know that. So take the number of the fat or whatever that you got probably this many grams, times that by 9. That's how many calories of fat you're gonna start eating a day. Okay, now take the protein, same thing, but times 4, because, you know, 4 calories per gram. You're gonna get this many calories. Now add those numbers together and take your total maintenance and subtract this other number from it. And you're gonna have like you should have a large number of calories left over. Every one of those calories should be carbs, every single one of them. Okay, and if you're bulking, I would literally only increase carbs. I would try to not increase your fats. Like, if your fats increase and your protein increases but your carbs like stay the same, readjust. Because the more carbs, the better you're going to feel. You're gonna have more energy, better pumps, better recovery. Your strength will go up. You'll be way more full, way more satiated. Well, protein's satiating, and so are healthy fats. Anyways, take that last one off, the satiating thing. But anyways, more carbs, better you're gonna feel, better you're gonna work out, guaranteed, 100%. Okay, now you know the percentages, you know how much, you know whatever. How often should you eat? Obviously, it is better to eat throughout the day. So if you eat 6 meals a day or 10 meals a day, it's better than eating 2 meals a day. The golden rule that I would stick by is no less than 3 meals a day. No less. You shouldn't eat, and those meals should have protein in them. They should have at least 30 grams of protein in the meals. Because, no, the whole idea of like, oh, you can only absorb 30, no. I watched a Jeff Newbert video, so now I know everything. But anyways, he said they haven't even found an upper limit yet, but it's somewhere above 100 grams that you can absorb in a single meal. And you can almost notice when it's different for some people. Some people can eat 100 grams of protein and they don't fart, they don't bloat, nothing happens. Some people eat 50 grams of protein and they start bloating and farting and have gas issues and their stomach can't digest it, and they have the worst, smelliest farts because you can't break down the food properly. Then lower the protein a little bit, draw it back. I can eat around 4 to 5 and be fine. I probably should eat more. It'd be better for me, but I just don't care that much. So, and I don't think it really matters that much unless you're like an elite bodybuilder. Yeah, you want to space out your meals all, throughout the day. Okay, get protein in every meal. Before you work out, eat some kind of sugar, just a little amount, a little bit of sugar, some kind of sugar stuff. It'll help with a pre-workout, around 30 to 45 minutes before you work out. Okay, after you work out, make sure your meal has carbs, lots of carbs, and some protein after you work out. That's like amazing. Your breakfast should have some protein in it. It should have some carbs in it. It should have some fats in it. And like everything else is fine, obviously. But after you work out, eat carbs and protein. Make sure to do that. And before you, eat your carbs for the day. Okay, now you know when to eat, how much to eat if you're bulking or cutting, the percentages, all of that. Now, what foods do you eat? I recommend like whole foods. Whole foods is the best thing to eat. Like grass-fed ground beef, chicken, fish, eggs, kiwis, bananas, apples, grapes, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, pineapple. I eat pineapple. It's a good digestive enzyme, digestive enzyme. For carbs, there's all the fruits I just listed for carbs, and you also have like quinoa, rice. I eat a ton of hash browns. Potatoes are really awesome. Potatoes are the most satiating carb, so I eat tons of them because I have an insane appetite, because I'm always almost hungry. I'm like a human vacuum. So potatoes can help alleviate the hunger that I might experience. What else is there? I don't really eat vegetables, so like the only ones I'll ever eat is like carrots. Leafy greens are good because that can get you your folate, or you can just take a supplement for it. And they can also help you with fiber, but kiwis have tons of fiber. I feel like I'm missing foods. Milk is really good. I choose a non-fat. If you're bulking, you might choose a fat-filled one. I don't know. Chocolate milk is a good fast-acting carb. Before you work out, you can do that. Also, when you buy foods, you want to start looking at the back, because now that you know like your macro percentages, it's almost like a game of like a tycoon game. You're spending your money. Like look at your calories and macros as like money. You only have this much to work with, and you only have that much to work with, but you need a lot of this. So when you look at the back, like for hash browns, for example, when I was buying hash browns at the store, I took a ton of things into consideration. One, I'm super lazy. I don't want to sit there and chop up a ton of potatoes and then have to peel them and have to put them in the thing and cover them in oil and cover them in salt and blah, blah, blah. So lazy. I would rather just buy a big old bag of frozen things, pour them in my air fryer, slide them in, turn it on, take them out, eat them. That's it. I would way rather do that. So that's exactly what I did. So I went to the store and I'm looking at hash browns. I want my hash browns to literally just be carbs. I don't want any fat in my hash browns because I'm already getting all my fat from my eggs and my beef. So I don't have any more room to work with. I ran out of fat. So I need to find some form of hash browns with only carbs. So I would pick up these. Oh, this brand has 7 grams of fat per serving. Can't get those. Throw them down. And then I pick them up. The Holy Grail, great value hash browns, 0 fat, 1 gram of protein, and then they're just like the rest is carbs. Amazing. And so I chose that as my carb source. My fat source I use is eggs and beef or ground turkey. Ground turkey is a little bit cheaper than beef if you are balling on a budget. You can also do chicken, but chicken is a little bit more depleted for the micronutrients. Micronutrients are very important, but if you are just solely interested in bodybuilding, there's really not a massive focus on micronutrients. But if you really, really are interested in that, I will maybe make a video on micronutrients and how important they are. But if I had to recommend somebody's channel to look up, go onto TikTok and look up a guy named Sills, S-I-L-L-Z. He dives into the importance of micronutrients and macronutrients and calories. Super smart dude. I believe exactly what he says and live by the importance of micronutrients. But for bodybuilding purposes, it's not like super important. So I get most of my fats from eggs and beef. Okay, the hash browns are like pure carbs. I'm eating 12 cups of hash browns a day right now. I'm getting like 270 grams of carbs from hash browns alone. The rest of my carbs come from pineapple, that jam, the cinnamon bread, and then sugar-free ketchup. Those are the rest of my carb sources. For protein, lean ground turkey is where I get most of mine from. Okay, and I went to the store and I was like, dang, I'm out of fat. I don't really want to eat yogurt because I don't like yogurt that much. Yogurt's really, really good. It's got probiotics, so it's also going to help with digestion. If you love yogurt, eat up, sucker. But look for the fat-free option. okay? So I was like, man, I only have carbs and protein left, but I want to get more protein, but I already eat a pound of this meat a day because you can only buy it in pounds. You can buy more, but I don't feel like cooking it all. I just cook 1 pound every single day. So I bought the pound of meat. It gets me up to like 120 grams of protein. So I'm thinking, man, how can I get the 60 more grams of protein, but I don't get any fat and I get some carbs as well? And I was thinking, I was like, yogurt could definitely do it, but I don't want to eat the yogurts. And I was like, so my carb sources also give me like 20 more grams of protein. So I only need like 20 more, 20 to 30 more. So I was like, what's something that A, is kind of cheap, because I don't want to buy something super expensive. B, I can like cook, like take it out at will or cook it at will. Like I can cook a little bit of this and leave the rest in the fridge, it'll be fine. Or leave the rest in the pantry, it'll be fine. Something tasty as well. And I was like, holy crap, milk. Milk is like that. Drink a cup of milk, put the rest in the fridge, save it for later. It's got carbs, proteins, and fats, right? Well, look at that. You can buy fat-free milk. So you buy fat-free Fairlife. It's got protein, carbs. Now, you can buy a different ratio. Fat-free Fairlife is 13 protein, 8 carb. Or you can buy great value fat-free milk, which is 13 carb, 8 protein. So they're like just flipped because, you know, 4 calories per gram of each one. You can adjust them as will. And I want more carbs, so I bought the great value one because I wanted the 8 protein and 13 carb. If you need more protein, buy the Fairlife version. But anyways, that's literally my diet. That's what I'm eating. So I'll show you the rest of my meals for the rest of the day, but I'll show you my meals over the rest of today. But I think that's everything. What supplements do I take? I take creatine, 5 grams every single day. It's mixed in with my pre-workout, which I just took earlier. It's getting hot in this car, but it is 20 degrees outside in freaking Mississippi. What? I'm used to like 80, 90. I'm not used to 20 Fahrenheit. What else is there? What else is there? Training. I'm actually not going to talk about training. This is already 22 minutes. I kind of want to walk in, take a dump, and then work out. So, but I've already talked about training, luckily, for you guys that are like, this is your first YouTube video of mine that you're seeing, or like whatever. And you're like, man, I don't know how much volume or how much reps or how to progress or what exercise or whatever to choose. I made a video about that like 2 videos ago. You know, a bunch of talking on like how to choose that. Water and sleep. Sleep, I would try to aim for 9 hours. Yeah, I know, right? But sleep is literally just the easiest thing to do. I think sleep it's the easiest to understand, and it's the most in your control, if that makes sense. Like whatever. People already know that if they need more sleep, they gotta sacrifice stuff they do throughout the day. They gotta go to bed early, you know? It's just how that works. So yeah, 9 hours. Sleep is insane. I had to talk with somebody in the DMs one time because he was like, yeah, bro, everything's been going good. My progress has not been that great. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. And I asked him eventually, I was like, hey, how much are you sleeping? He was like, oh, like 5-6 hours a day. And I was like, well, there's your answer. They did a study. Here I go, Dunning-Kruger effect again, where they had dudes sleep 8 hours and dudes sleep like 6 hours and 7 hours. The difference between like the muscle increase was like 40%. Almost half. You were almost going to make progress half as slow just from 2 hours of sleep extra. Holy crap. If that doesn't freak you out, I don't know what will. If that doesn't make you panic about making sure you get 8 hours of sleep, I don't know what will. Now, can you sleep 5 hours and then wake up and take a 3-hour nap later? Yes, you can, as long as you're in REM sleep. REM sleep means that like you're actually asleep. Not like laying on the couch, eyes closed, and you're like kind of drifting in and out, but like you're asleep. My stomach is kicking right now. I gotta go freaking to the bathroom now. But anyways, sleep. Aim for 9. Any more is better. Like if you can sleep 12 hours, do it, dude. That's amazing. I can't. 9 is like kind of a struggle for me right now, but I'm getting at least 8. Sometimes I'll mess up, I'll get 6 or 7. Boo-hoo, it's not the end of the world, okay? You know, one bad day is a bad day, that's how that works. But like all that matters is if you've ever seen like the picture of like the month and there's like a bunch of green dots showing like how powerful, how good your month was and like a couple red ones. It's always like a couple bad days don't affect a year, you know, whatever. So think about it that way, don't freak out. Water intake. I don't really have a number for this. I just track your water, and I would track your water intake with your pee. So I like to be really hydrated before I work out. So I like to pee actually almost clear. Pee being almost clear is pretty good for me before workout. After I work out, light yellow. If your pee is cloudy, that means you're doing really good on protein. Maybe eating too much, but you're probably doing good on protein if your pee's cloudy. What else is there? I think that's it, guys. Also, people that don't understand like genetics and stuff like that, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this too. I've had people ask me, what do you do for abs? What do you do for this? What do you do for that? There's literally, if you see a person they have 8-pack and you look at yourself and you have no pack, If you copy their workout and diet, you will not have 8-pack. That's not how that works. You could if you have the genetics for it, but that's just not how that works. Imagine your body. Imagine you're like a gingerbread man and you're in a gingerbread factory and there's like billions and billions of chefs that make gingerbread cookies, okay? They carve them by hand. They carve them by hand. They carve their designs and their faces and their little ab. They draw them. They draw their biceps and they draw their waists and they draw their legs. That's how it works. If that can help some people. You're a gingerbread man. If your chef or cook dude drew 4 abs on you, you're gonna have 4 abs. No matter how peeled to the bone you get, you're gonna have 4. If he drew 12 abs on you, dude, if you get shredded and you start to see 6 abs and then 8 abs and 10 abs and you keep going, you get 12 abs, you're gonna have a 12-pack. Congrats. If he drew a gap in between your bicep, you're gonna have a gap there forever. Forever. If he drew all the way to the tendon on your bicep, dude, congrats, you got a long bicep. If he drew your lats all the way on your hip, you got you got a jetpack, a turtle shell. If he drew them up high, you have like a Y taper, a V taper, Dorito build. If he drew your clavicle bone, your Bedell, 26 inches, dude, amazing. 26 though is like. Anyways, we're done rambling. 29 minutes. We're gonna post this. If you want to listen to this, listen to it. But yeah, we are officially going to run inside, take a dump, and work out. I will see you guys. We're gonna start with we're gonna warm up. We're not gonna record that. We'll start with like Smith machine incline or lat. We'll start with lat pullovers. See you guys in a second. Warm up though. All right, so I just watched the film back and my form was absolutely atrocious. So we're gonna hit a little reattempt because that was pretty crappy. Video again. All right, we're gonna see if we can get this for maybe just 3 or something, and if it's really easy, we're gonna move it to 275. But if not, we're just gonna go ahead and try and we're probably just gonna hit this as a set. we skipped the warm-ups. We're just gonna move on to the one more warm-up, and then we'll try to hit top set. I don't know how much we're gonna do. I think last time we did 2 plates in like a 10 or something, but I'm feeling super weak, so I don't know if we're gonna hit that today. Okay, so maybe we will not do 2 plates. We'll probably just stop there at 25 and do 1 more set, and then we'll move on to tech day probably from there. Okay, I apologize. We did not get that much film for our workout. We started to just lose focus, and then we didn't record doing dips, and then we didn't record doing pull-ups. But we mainly did that just for some blood flow and a good pump. But I can tell I need a rest day, or 2, because I, 1, have been taking too much caffeine. I also haven't been getting as much sleep as usual. And 2, I'm just like zapped from training too much. So I need to take 2 rest days, come back, and then actually follow my split and not do too much volume. But anyways, post-workout meal, we're gonna cook up all this, but we're just gonna eat half of it or 3/4, however hungry we're feeling. And then we have some hash browns cooking up in the air fryer. Let me get that to resume. Put those at 20. But yeah, we're about to whip up some of this ground turkey and hash browns. I'll show you the finished product in here in just a second. But yeah, these are the macros. What? And then we're also probably gonna eat this pineapple, half of it later, but it'll just be a snack. I don't even know if I'll show it, but this half of this is 16 ounces. So 230 calories, I guess, I think, if I remember correctly, of pineapple. These things are cheap as crap, so you can go to Aldi's or Walmart. Walmart has them for like 2 something, and then Aldi's had them for $1 at my store. So definitely a cheat code, because that's really delicious and good for you. All right, peace. Oh. Here's the finished product. We will crush this massive, I don't even know how heavy this is, bowl, hash browns and ground turkey with some sugar-free ketchup. And then we'll move on to the next meal, which should be just some pineapple. But yeah. All right, so this was the final meal. This is 6 eggs and then the rest of the ground turkey. Yeah, it's pretty dang good. But yeah, please like, subscribe, use my code. I'm tired. I love y'all. Bye.